Has quick thinking ever saved your life? When I was 17, I figured out my mom's boyfriend was planning to kill our entire family. Mom had been dating Derek for about 8 months. He seemed perfect, charming, successful real estate agent, always bringing flowers and taking us to nice dinners. My little sister Emma adored him, and Mom was happier than she'd been since Dad died 3 years earlier. But something felt off. Derek asked too many questions about our routines, our insurance policies, Mom's work schedule. He'd study our house layout like he was memorizing it, always offering to help with home security. The red flag moment came when Derek suggested we all take a family vacation to his cabin in the mountains. No cell service, no distractions, he said, just family bonding time. Mom was thrilled, but I noticed Derek specifically asked which weekend would work when none of our extended family would expect to hear from us. 3 days before the trip, I was looking for batteries in Derek's truck when I found a folder labeled Henderson Family Life Insurance. Inside were copies of all our policies that I'd never seen him access, plus handwritten notes about payout amounts and beneficiary details. There was also a detailed map of the cabin area with specific GPS coordinates marked, and a list that made my blood freeze. Accelerant locations, access roads, disposal sites. That night, I confronted Mom privately. She laughed it off, saying Derek was just being thorough about protecting us. When I showed her the folder, she explained it away. He was a real estate agent. Of course, he understood property and insurance. But I couldn't shake the feeling that Derek was planning something terrible for that isolated cabin weekend. The night before we were supposed to leave, I made a decision that saved our lives. I called Derek and, imitating Mom's voice, told him we needed to postpone the trip because Emma had come down with strep throat and was highly contagious. Derek's reaction was wrong. Instead of concern for Emma, he sounded panicked. Can we go next weekend instead? I've already prepared everything at the cabin. The weather is supposed to be perfect this weekend specifically. Who talks about weather being perfect for a family bonding trip in the mountains? That's when I got really scared and did something drastic. I called in a false fire alarm at Derek's apartment complex, knowing it would force him to evacuate and give me time to search his place. I told Mom I was sleeping over at a friend's house. What I found in Derek's apartment confirmed my worst fears. There were detailed floor plans of our house with escape routes marked in red, a timeline showing Mom's work schedule, Emma's school pickup times, and my after-school activities. Photos of our family that he'd clearly taken without us knowing, including some through our windows. But the most terrifying discovery was a handwritten letter addressed to local authorities describing how he'd heroically tried to save his beloved girlfriend and her daughters from a tragic cabin fire, but couldn't reach us in time due to blocked exits and faulty smoke detectors. He'd already written his own witness statement about our deaths. I also found accelerant, camping gear, and a new life insurance policy on himself, listing a completely different identity and address in another state. Derek wasn't planning a family vacation. He was planning a murder arson that would kill us and make him look like the sole surviving victim who'd inherit Mom's life insurance money. I took pictures of everything and called the police from Derek's apartment. When they arrived, I was still photographing evidence. The detective said Derek's plan was disturbingly detailed and that we would have died that weekend if I hadn't discovered it. Derek was arrested at work the next morning. During the investigation, they found he'd done this before. 2 previous girlfriends had died in mysterious accidents after dating him for less than a year, and he'd collected their life insurance money both times. Mom was devastated but alive. Emma never learned how close we came to being murdered by the man she called almost daddy. The scariest part? Derek had been so convincing that even after his arrest, some family friends said I must have misunderstood his intentions. They couldn't believe such a charming man could be capable of planning to burn a family alive for insurance money. But I know what I saw in that folder, and I know that my paranoia and that fake fire alarm are the only reasons my family is still breathing.